My guests this episode are two of the leading lights in the Irish hip-hop and grime world. If you were at a summer festival last year, chances are they were on the lineup somewhere. And if you have a ticket for one this year, well, then maybe get down the listings, because no doubt they're on there again too. Now, I said when I started this podcast I was never going to censor it in an effort to always maintain the integrity. But upon reflection and after consulting with my highly paid team of legal advisors, which I keep on retainer, you might hear the odd because, to be honest, neither myself nor my guests are about that court case life. This is Mango and Mathman.
In all honesty, what do you think it's going to take for Irish rap, hip-hop, grime, whatever, to reach a stage where it'll be accepted alongside the likes of its UK and US counterparts, but by the average paddy in the street? Not to stop and just go, oh, he just thinks he's Eminem, or he thinks he's fucking Tupac. What do you think it's going to take for that to change?
More quality music, first of all, and that's consistently delivered by every single artist that's practicing and making music in this scene right now. More quality music. Then more profile. So profile is very important in terms of how the average person in Ireland will accept this kind of new medium or new genre of music that's kind of slightly alien to them, coming from an Irish perspective or with an Irish accent. So the more we get media outlets, radio stations, publications, platforms behind this genre and starting to promote it and give a profile, it will be an easier sell to the average Irish person, male or female. So both of those things work hand in hand. If the quality of the music and the standard of the music and the quality of the artistry is good enough for platforms and media outlets to get behind, then they can take that and give it to the public. Like, there was a real watershed moment for me about 2-3 weeks ago. I don't watch this show, but just happened to be on when I was eating my dinner.
Dancing with the Stars.
Watch him now, just lie to your face.
Dermot Bannon's Incredible Homes.
Right? Yeah. Dermot Bannon
City.
was quoting Badman lyrics in it. Yeah. I saw the and was on it, and she was talking about, or she was asked the question about why she's supporting urban music in Ireland, blah 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 blah. And she was talking about how good it is and it's the most exciting genre that's coming out of Ireland right now. And she mentioned a couple of artists, ourselves included, to the panel. And to the panel that's on, like, they wouldn't or shouldn't really know about our genre of music at this point. But when our names were mentioned, they were like, oh, yeah, we know those guys. And yeah, this is really, really great. And they were so enthusiastic about it that I'd never, ever seen or heard something like this before from a media platform or outlet disconnected from what we do. So that to me was a real signifier that this is moving in the right direction.
Do you not think there's an element of that, though, in the over-excitedness of TV presenters always looking to look informed? Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, we know them, blah, blah, blah. Can't imagine down the raves, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
White top is deaf on the raves. Everybody you could have picked up is definitely 100%, man. He's selling whiffs. He's selling whiff. You want controversy, right? So there we are, right? Operation, he got done up a couple of years. Operation Anvil, do you remember that? cleared out the noggin.
In terms of that quality and in terms of it being accepted, do you think that's achievable in the short term? Or do you think this is like a 10-year thing?
Yeah, it's 5-10 years away. But what you're seeing now is the seeds were planted many, many years ago. But what you're seeing now is the roots develop and the buds of something that will be really, really big. Genuinely the biggest genre to come out of Ireland within the next 5 to 10 years, hands down. Both from the cultural and social makeup of Ireland right now and the exciting stuff that's happening within this genre as all of that starts to evolve at a social, artistic, cultural level. 5-10 years time, urban music, street music will be the most exciting thing to come out of Ireland.
I think it's one of those situations whereby it's that age-old Irish bollocks of you have to go away and blow up to come back and stir that scene up.
It feels like it, man, unfortunately. I think, like, a lot of people have to get the fuck out of Ireland. Not a lot, like, I mean, thank God we have support now, but, like, what happens is, if you support, like, the one artist that pops out, like Maverick Sabre, right? Say he pops. He had to go to England because his contemporaries around the same time weren't up to his standards. So then he's the biggest fish in the smallest pond. So you have to go away, unfortunately. And we're trying to change that to be like, there's a whole wave of people coming in, you know that way?
That's not just in like hip hop and soul music circles either, though. You look at it in electronic music circles. You look at like Gav Lynch, Matador, Mano LaTouf, you know, two lads that they could barely... They were getting alright gigs around town and around the country, but, you know, Richie Houghton turns to Gav and he's like going, hey man, come sign the Minus. And then all of a sudden he's one of the biggest techno acts in the world. You look at like Mano LaTouf signed to International DJ Gigolos, it blew up from there, he's now touring the world non-stop. And, you know, they're like commanding massive fees now at home as well. But they had to go away and do that. Well,
like that's also reflective of the size of the country in which we live in. Ireland is a very, very, very small country. And the music industry here and the music infrastructure around the industry here isn't great.
It's reflective of it, yeah.
And because of that, artists, DJs, producers do have to go to London, they do have to go to Berlin or outside of Ireland to grow, develop and reach more people. Because Ireland isn't... Like, you can't make a living as a professional musician in Ireland alone. It's as simple as that. If you look at the opportunities to play, the fees that can be commanded or asked for, and then making money off ancillary stuff within Ireland alone, there's just not enough. There's not enough happening here. And infrastructurally, there's a massive deficit between what's happening artistically and musically and the infrastructure that surrounds that in terms of management, press, PR and platforms that are willing to get behind a lot of the music that's happening in Ireland. So I never would blame any artist that would leave Ireland to go make a name for themselves, money or develop and grow outside of Ireland and then come back, because it's just a nature, the nature of the environment in which we exist. Ireland is just not capable of sustaining an artist financially or artistically or professionally on its own.
In terms of speaking about Ireland being so small, the scene is still quite very contained in terms of being Dublin-centric. Would you agree?
The majority of it is coming from Dublin and always has, but we're seeing now pockets coming up all over the country with amazing talent. Cork has always had a great history with rap music in Ireland and street music in Ireland. There's a lot of stuff happening in Belfast, stuff happening in Galway, in the Midlands now, the drill scene coming out of what's happening in Carlow, Athlone, all that type of stuff. Yeah. It's all over, but for the most part, given that it is the capital city, majority of the population, a lot of it is happening in Dublin, but it's not exclusive to Dublin anymore.
What's the vibe like within the scene? Because I know it's really easy to turn around and be like, oh, we're all so supportive of each other and we go to each other's gigs and we buy each other's music. But Ireland is I want to see you do well, but I don't want to see you do better than me.
Yeah.
Is there an element of that to it?
No, but I don't know. You don't get it face to face. But, you know, you always get that within a scene where people are fighting for scraps to survive. Or, you know, one person might get one thing and that, like... that could be a leg up to another level of your career. So some people could probably, yeah, of course, there's going to be people who are jealous and envious. Like, you know, I can't not be jealous and envious of other stuff, but like, I use that positively to turn around and go, well, okay, if that person's got something, how do I do it? Do you know the way? So there's that kind of thing. And there's people like, I don't know, man, we've never been the fucking jealous or bitchy type. If we see somebody young coming up to me, I'd fucking tell them what's what and give them the fucking lowdown. You know, I'll help them what I can, and you know, Mathman's always the same, like running beat clubs and stuff like that. There is actually a genuine, like, yeah, we all are, because we've been outcasts for so long, we've kind of found our tribe, I think, so. But fuck every other rapper. I'm not back to you. Anyone wants
You know, he's just taking that clip now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the promo.
That's it. Boom. I don't care, man.
Thank you.
Soundbites. I got them. Fuck Ireland.
Feeling like Sway over here right now, just sitting back
If
like
he starts taking the jacket off, man, now there's going to be a problem.
Oh, we're going to talk tops off later.
Answers, right? You ain't got the answers.
Tops off are coming later. Come here to me though.
You ain't got the answers,
But,
right,
like,
sir?
that is the kind of thing, because you can see the amount of sheer work you lads are putting in. You're talking about like the B Club, but also the amount of gigs you've been doing, playing nearly every big festival in Ireland. That is going to breed jealousy on some level. But as long as you're kind of giving back to it, which you are in many ways, that kind of negates that. So if anybody's hating on you, you know, somebody could say, well, they do this, or he does do that, you know? So, like, it's kind of unwarranted, and if it is, it's just kind of down to basic jealousy, as your ma would say. Like,
yeah. We can't control that, and how anything is perceived about either of us.
It's up to the person.
outside of what we do, we can't control that. The only thing we can do is continue to be ourselves as the group and continue to be ourselves as Mango and Mathman. And whatever people, feel or think about us because of that, that's perfectly fine. I would hope people see what we do as breaking ground for a lot of what's happening in this scene. Because if we weren't doing it, having done this for so long, that would be a problem. And I hope that people understand that when we do give back in however we give back, that it's actually coming from a genuine love for what we do and what we represent and wanting to see this scene grow to its full potential. So if people want to hate, go right ahead, but that's not going to deflect or distract either of us from our ultimate goal and what we do.
Diss tracks impending.
Yeah, man, we've got
bring them up, man.
We got bars and beats.
The line lines open.
Everybody,
man.
You're getting it right, sir. Everybody getting it.
Choice Irish Music Prize Song of the Year must have been a proud achievement to be nominated.
Yeah, that was mental, man. It was mental.
Did it sting not to win it, given that the overall winner was such a commercial kind of track with so much record label money behind it?
No, absolutely not. It's completely that's exactly what was going to happen on the night. And we walked in let's get dressed up and go out and have a few brews. But
put on your cleanest Air Max.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We went to Culture Sneaker, get the things fucking crispy before we came down. I was like, yo!
But
fresh.
100% that's what's going to happen.
But it's funny about the Choice Irish Music Prize and the fact that the album winner is often quite left of field, whereas the single Song of the Year winner is always quite commercial. That's what
here's the problem. Here's the problem. I feel it is that there's a legacy issue with how that is, how it's decided. So the legacy issue is that it was a Meteor Award. So you text in and vote, and it was just so Meteor would get all this attention and they get the fucking the text money or whatever. And in reality, a popularity contest really shouldn't decide the winner or losers of something that's an artistic or what should be an artistic decision. So to know that Codaline won it, I wasn't Codaline.
Picture this.
Picture this. I mean.
Subtle diss. Ryan and Jimmy, are you listening?
No.
No, Codaline, all right, man.
I'm talking about picture this. Still calling
Who are them?
Who that man?
I don't know them.
No,
people.
but what I'm saying is, it's like you should be evaluated on the music, and it shouldn't be like how is anybody like ourselves or somebody that's like completely independent going to compete with somebody like Picture This and people like that on massive labels with massive followings and promotional machines behind them. Like we did a couple of posts about it. Like my ma was flat out voting for us, Mango Ma was flat out
down
voting
the middle of Clondalkin village with a banner.
We took an ad out on the Clondalkin Echo, the whole lot.
There's a banner outside the Laurels.
Yeah, that was. But like,
in the north side people.
you can't compete, man. So, look, it is what it is. We knew what it was when we got nominated. We were really happy that we got nominated, but we knew there was no chance of us winning.
Okay, we're going back in time. We're going to have to ask the origins question. Every good superhero has an origin story.
Oh, yeah.
So we know, right, 2 years were in the Animators, know that already. Yeah. That broke up eventually. 2 years went out on your own doing your own thing. But going back further, Mango, I know your ma was big into Tupac.
Yes.
Right? Adam first. When did this all become like a viable, I won't say career option, but when did you start producing beats?
Very early. It would have been like maybe between the ages of 16 and 18 on an old thing called Dance EJ, which was like...
Someone step up from the PlayStation 1 music.
Well, actually, the PlayStation joint was before that, but I can't really call that official because, but that was, but it started on that, and like I still have the very first and last floppy disk with the tunes that I made off Dance EJ from years ago. So I started with that, and like just over the years, things progressed. I did a few courses in it, moved on to using Ableton, and that was just when I found Ableton, I found a partner for life because it was the best thing for my kind of creative process. But the reason it all started is because I think any great DJ or a person that has like a love for DJing at some point in their career says to themselves, I know how to work a crowd, I know what works in clubs, and I have ideas in my head that I'd love to get out. And that's really where it all stemmed from. Playing as a DJ for many years, going, all right, I think I have a few ideas for songs in my head that I'd like to do. And I started to do that. And like, obviously the first stuff that I made was absolutely garbage. And it was for many years until I got better and worked at the craft and worked at the art. And when it became a proper thing that I was like this could be something, was when I started to work with Rob Kelly. And we did the big single, The Real Thing, that was like, at that time, playlisted on BBC Radio 1 Extra and stuff like that. You know, and that for me was a watershed moment to kind of go, oh, people are into this, and you know, they're appreciating it, and it's getting playlisted on a station such as that. Maybe there is something here, and then just kept going with it.
You mentioned doing courses there. What courses did you do?
I would have been up in the sound training centre, painting and decorating up in down Ballia. Yeah, I did the sound training centre up in Dublin, which is the Button Factory to people that don't know it. And then I met or I linked back up with a very close friend of mine called Dan Rav from Clondalkin.
Big shout, Dan.
Yeah, honestly, without Dan, I learned little to nothing in the sound training centre. It was so out of date when I did that course. It was just completely. It was almost a waste of money. So when I met up with Dan, I was able to have one-to-one kind of tuition and specific questions answered, and was able to get to where I wanted to be with him. So 6 to 9 months working with Dan changed everything for me.
I remember seeing your advice to young producers one time to be like, learn the maths of it, the whole Mathman. But in terms of frequencies and where things sit in the mix, being one of that's one thing that kind of interested me as to, were you self-taught along those lines, or did you learn them elsewhere? I
learned an awful lot through other producers and engineers that I've sat with, and a big shout out to Marcin Chichon, Secret Sauce, from the Fusion Lab. I learned an awful lot from him over the last couple of years, but for the most part it has been self-taught, and even now I still struggle to get to the point that I want to be as sonically without Marcin's help, because he is a true Yoda of the science of mixing and mastering. But yeah, for the most part I'm self-taught. YouTube tutorials have changed the game, and you know, save people thousands of euros from doing courses that are a waste of time. But yeah, for the most part, self-taught.
Seen a lot of Diffusion Lab on your social. How much is completed in the bedroom these days? What percentage would you get a track to before you'd bring it in?
90%. 90% of the artistic and finished product is in your home studio. And that what you will do is then when you get to Diffusion Lab, we will refine the parts and we will mix and master, and it's done there. So in terms of what you hear, the sonics are completed in Diffusion Lab, but the artistic element and music itself is all done at home.
Young Mangan, so you're a man, Tupac.
Yeah, man. Fancies that all up to this day. Swear down.
Well, tell me, it mustn't be a very easy thing to be in your teens and be like, do you know what, I'm going to be an MC and start writing.
Yeah, try having red hair and glasses, chap. Fucking hell.
How did that all come about, though? What was the inspiration behind doing that? Obviously, like I said, your ma was into Tupac, so you grew up in kind of a musical household in that genre.
Not really. Nobody played music and nobody was a musician. My cousins who played guitar and my sister was just listening to pirate radio, and I was a real latchkey kid, and I don't know, man, I just fell in love with hip hop. It's that simple. I heard Tupac and I was just like, this is the fucking greatest shit ever. And I didn't like guitar music. Well, I did like guitar music. I was a bit into rock and roll growing up, and you know, a bit of dance music. But I was like 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying came out when I was 12, 13. And that just changed my life, bro. Like that and Tupac, and it was just this whole thing. And it's the beginning of the internet that I was getting into. So all of a sudden, I didn't have to read fucking Hot Press or NME telling me about some shite band that I didn't care about. I could go on and research and shout out to mediafire.com. Remember that? Remember you just put any random album name in? Mediafire.com.
In my generation, that was LimeWire. Kind of showing me.
No, see, my dad works in IT. He was like, you get any peer-to-peer shit on that fucking laptop and I'll bounce it off your head. So I was straight up, Sendspace, Zippy Share, Mediafire. But these are you know, because you go onto like the internet and you go, right, well, what's their albums? Bang, bang, bang. And I was like both of you probably. I was like a nerd. I was like, okay, I like that Outkast song. Let me buy all 5 of their fucking albums. So that was where it came from. And I don't know, man. Like when you love something so much, you want to express yourself through it. And I couldn't afford decks. I didn't have the patience to make beats, and I liked like just rapping, man. Thought it was pretty cool.
So, like, what age were you when you decided to try and emulate these people? And how did it start?
I don't know, man. I can't really remember. I was like 14, maybe. I started like writing down stuff. I think I wanted to write a song with a guitar, and I couldn't sing. And going through the internet, you'd find instrumentals all the time. Like SoundClick. Remember SoundClick? That's where Irish Hip Hop used to live. So we SoundClick used to get all that stuff.
I think it's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, and it hasn't changed, man. It's crazy.
Geocities.
Yeah. It's like Homer's front page. Like there's like yeah. It's mental. Like there's people still uploading to SoundClick. Like thinking it's gonna
Salute
happen.
that.
Fucking God bless. But yeah, I would have been about 14 and just started going and American accents and writing about shit I didn't know and thinking, basically I treated it like a trade. I was like, well, how does Cypress Hill construct that song lyrically? And what is that? I didn't even know what 16 bars was like. And I was fucking mortified to tell anybody I rapped. No one of my mates knew I rapped until I was 18.
How long you've been like 3-4 years at this stage?
3-4 years writing. I had copybooks and copybooks full of it. So in class writing raps, no one had an idea I rapped.
Because that's what I was going to ask you. How was it received by your peers? Because it's a very tough thing.
Laughed at. But then, I did a gig in school. I think it was like a battle of the bands. It was like the last thing in 6th year. And, my mate Grambo turned around was like, man, you got to do this now or you're never going to do it. I says, yeah, fuck it. All right, go on. So I did it. I won it. And that kind of just spun me off on a kind of I don't know, like all the boys like came in from the Estates, so I had to be good, or else they were gonna batter me or throw eggs at me or like that's your life over on the corners. Like, so if the lads come up and you're not, now there was a bit of judge tampering from my friends who kind of walked over the table like, that Mango fella's good, isn't he? And they'd be like, yeah, better win. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Are you in the green Vauxhall Astra, eh? yeah. So I think that's how I won.
But you're also deadly.
Oh, no, all right.
In terms of the writing process, is it a beats first thing and you write to the beats, or do you go back to like copybooks?
No, it's the beats. The beats first, yeah. Mathman sends them over, and a lot of them. How many are we on there?
Yeah.
Like 1,000 or something.
That's like that time I asked you, could I have a beat for a video? And you said, I don't really think I have what you want. And I was
Do you know what I mean?
And I said, I'm looking for that kind of Jay-Z Blueprint 1 kind of boom
WeTransfer.com.
Boom.
Straight over.
55 tracks.
Yeah.
Going from, I don't think I have what you want to 55. And I felt like an utter cunt then every time coming back to you going, here, can I use one of them beats? Blah, 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 blah.
Well, that's what they're there for.
Yeah, but like, geez, the sheer amount that you must be fucking flying through. What inspires you both? In terms of, like, I spoke to Maverick Sabre and he told me that he writes to movies on mute. Lahane and City of God and things
That's cool,
like that.
man. Yeah. I remember him saying that. That's kind of dope. I got a shout out Dublin Bus. I really do. Because the majority of this album was written on Dublin Bus. Getting the 140 or the 9 or the 83 into town from my granddad's. So, yeah, it's the city. I like writing late at night. My missus in bed. And I'm walking around looking like a lunatic. Like I'd say because I keep my curtains open now, I'd say the neighbours think I'm a fucking psychopath. Because I'm walking around at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning doing like rap hand singles and all. And they probably think I'm just rapping along to music, but I'm actually like...
Working things out.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like it can come from anywhere for me. But going to see other art and going doing new experiences kind of just unlock something in my head to write about. Do you know what I mean? I can't just give you 12 tracks about how big my flute is or how many cars I have or how deadly I am. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you need to go live a little life.
It's funny you mentioned the bus there because Mav said the same thing, or he does something. I saw him doing it on Instagram about a year ago and I asked him in that when he records the demos of his album, he goes and sits on the bus and in London and just drives around and listens to the
He drives
demos.
a bus?
Oh, he's
Tell you, man, fucking hard time.
multi-talented. But no, he sits down the back of the bus and
305, please. Oh, wait, is that you, man?
let me go.
Yeah.
But no, sits down the back of the bus and just watches everyday London life go by and does his music fit the narrative that he has in his head, which is a really interesting thing to do.
100% same thing.
And it's funny that you write to it.
Yeah. Going to town and 100%.
And what about you, Adam? Is it like a case of hearing something that inspires you and going, geez, I kind of want to rip that maybe a little bit? Or is it just sitting down and just the God flow comes through?
Single-handedly, and I think I've probably said it a few times before, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but Dublin City is literally my greatest muse of all time. Whether it be the people, the architecture, the feeling in the air, the sounds of the city, I will literally just go walking with a set of headphones in and not actually have any music playing. So we just have the headphones in. I don't know, it's some sort of psychological thing that people won't annoy me or people won't pay attention to me if I have the headphones in. I'm just walking around the city, but I'm listening to absolutely everything and I'm looking at everything. And somebody might do something or something might happen, or I might get a feeling walking through a different part of the city. The sun might be coming up, whatever the hell it might be. But literally kind of just through osmosis, walking around Dublin and coming home and trying to reinterpret that and allow that to come out of me via the music is what happens. That is literally, I swear to God, with practically every song, it's trying to bring Dublin to life sonically. Whether that be a banger or, you know, something a little bit more serious or somber, it's going and living life in the city. Outside of that, I mean, like as Mango touched on, it's nice to hear and be inspired by other artists, and things going on or hearing stories. But for the most part, it's Dublin.
There's that famous Picasso saying that good artists copy and great artists steal. And I'm not going to ask you to hang yourselves and say if you've ever ripped anybody off. But do you ever find that sometimes you're trying not to sound like somebody that you really like personally? Say if you're a massive Wiley fan and you're going like, oh, this sounds too much like Wiley. I'm kind of bordering on ripping it off. Do you ever find yourselves in that zone or?
No, because there's no. Well, I don't know. For me, I don't know about you for sonically, but like for me, I don't really take people's flows, and I've such a distinctive voice and accent and content. I don't think anybody else sounds. I don't think I could sound like anything else but me. Do you know that way? Mm-hmm. Like. I've never kind of caught myself, you know, when you're starting off, I learn from people. I'm like, oh, I love what they did there, and I might put that in. But yeah, I don't think I've ever stopped myself and like, wow, you sound like Skepta, or you sound like Kano. Like no, but like if you could probably hear their influence through my music, but I wouldn't say you'd be like, oh yeah, he sounds like him.
Beats wise, it must be a more kind of.
It's a greater challenge. I'll tell you why, because music in these genres, urban music or street music, whatever you want to call it, club music, is so homogenized these days that it's very hard to stand out. And, you know, just through the evolution of music in these genres, like a lot of stuff has been done. So for me, I don't want to make the same music as everybody else. Like, if we're honest, to make one of those heavy hitting trap beats, I could turn you out 15 of those in probably 3 or 4 hours. It's that easy to make. There's no challenge in that. And then legacy-wise, and where you position yourself as a leader or a pioneer in this music scene, to do that is just not good enough. So when you write tracks, you don't want to fall into that space. What you want to have is something as unique as possible, as original as possible. And like I said, that is a hard thing to do given the ground that has been covered over the last, 20 to 25 years, 40 years in some cases. So for me, that is a real challenge. And that's why there's, probably, 4,000 to 6,000 songs on a hard drive in my room, because through that process of creating, sometimes you find yourself falling into that space. You're like, no, that is just not good enough. And the majority, 3/4 of those songs will never see the light of day. Because it hasn't met my own standards. It hasn't met what I'm trying to achieve as an artist or as a producer. And I think that's really benefited where we've ended up with our sound. If you look at what happened with the Animators and the little bits that were starting to come alive in the Animators, in terms of where we're at now, like, you can't say that anybody in this country has a sound like ours, because it's a mashup of so many different sounds, so many different styles that has, you know, from what I know and from what I can see and hear, hasn't really been done before. There's little bits of everything, but you can't say that it's one or the other. And that for me is a very important thing, that there is ground being broken all the time artistically, and the same thing is not just being regurgitated. Because honestly, man, I swear to God, I could have you here in an hour. Me, you and Mango, we could have an EP done, you know, because he's bars ready to go, and that music is quite simple to make. So I don't want to be in that position. I want to be somebody
that lost in sauce chasing fucking trends, man.
That's it.
That, like, I never understood people who are like, yeah, I'm gonna sound exactly like Kendrick, or I'm gonna sound exactly like fucking Migos, or, you know, whoever is fucking popping right now.
That's usually people who are chasing fame, though, more so than
But
artistry.
not even that. It's like they're so insecure of like how they sound and or how they rap, or, you know, how the beats are, that, or they just turbo fucking love that music. But sometimes you need to step back and go, how are you going to be the poor man's version of that artist from Ireland? Like, imagine even if you bust it up in Ireland, right, and then you do the thing and you get to London and everyone's like, oh yeah, him, he just sounds like your man.
So you're the hip-hop equivalent of the Coronas, basically.
Dog. The fucking indie band's getting shot in the head left, right and centre in this conversation.
Put like a gunshot noise in. Like, we need the effects, man.
New York City, do you hear me?
But it's that thing of that, like, you know, you're big at home and then you go abroad and you're like, you know, you're 10 a penny.
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
outside
100%.
that.
That's
You know,
the
no
truth,
disrespect to Danny and the boys, their sound.
No,
lovely
salute
fellas.
and here's the thing. Salute to everybody out here making it, having a career in the music industry.
'Cause
it is
easy.
absolutely ruthless at every single level. And for any artist from Ireland or otherwise that have any sort of career doing music is a blessing, and is an incredible amount of hard work. So I salute anybody from Ireland making it at any level and creating at any level, because this industry is tough, man. It is tough.
Yeah.
What do your mum and dad make of the whole thing when they see videos of you at festivals and little raves? I'm sure they're used to it now, but like...
No, like my mom really liked the animator stuff, because she's like old school hip hop.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
like, oh, that's nice, cool, da da da. My dad was like, all right, cool, man. And just kept it moving. Yeah. He's like, you're 21 in a rap group.
I
don't need this shit. Like, you know what I mean? I got one kidney and it's the middle of a recession. I don't need to think about your fucking raps and dreams right now, dog. I'm trying to keep the fucking lights on. I'm like, fair enough. Not to say he wasn't like well done or anything like that, but I think, yeah. So my thing is, right, so basically Animators broke up in 1 year. Me bored of 2.5 years, we broke up. My dog died, my granny died. I moved out. My job went down the toilet. So I had like a bit of a stinker there in 2014, right? And I tried to go back to college. I went to industry, to marketing, blah, blah, get into second year. All of a sudden, I don't get a grant. And I'm like, right, I can't afford this shit. You know what I mean? And I can't like go and wait and reapply for the Susie thing, because I'll be like 30 by the time that all that shit has to roll around. I couldn't do it. So I was just kind of, and things were picking up with Mango and Mathman. And I kind of had to go back to my ma's gaff and like explain to him, like, listen, I'm not going back to college. And my ma, it was like I was telling her I was doing a 10 stretch in the Joy. She was like, are you fucking joking? You're the smart fucker. Like, you know what I mean? You're supposed to, you can do this. I was like, I know I can do it, but I can't afford to do it. Because everybody in my course was like from like this fucking 8-mile radius of fucking South County Dublin. Like, it was outrageous. So I said, look, just give me a year. And like, they were like, do what? I was like, I'm going to do this music thing. I'm going to fucking make this rap shit happen. She's like, all right.
Sounds like a scene from a film.
Yeah. Ma, you got to let me be who I got to be. I got to be this rapper, dog.
Just give me a blessing.
You got to work down the factory, you know what I mean? No, so it was just kind of, she was like, I don't know what to do. And my dad kind of leaned into me. And I remember like my dad saying like he wanted to be an art teacher when he was growing up. But like his dad was pure like, no, you're not. You're going, so he did like accounting and stuff like that. But he kind of like leaned into me and was like, look, go do it. But make sure you fucking do it. Don't be dicking about saying, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing it. Like, go.
Don't half-arse it.
Make a fucking go of it, son. And I think within a year, I think my mum seeing me on telly doing the orchestra thing. Like one of the biggest, like at the biggest festival in the country, with one of the biggest tents full, and I'm jumping around with 3 of my mates of a show that he made, and I was like, yeah, and she's like, you can't pay for that. I was like, yes, man. Very handsome.
Asking the important questions. Go on, Mammy Mangan.
I was like, very handsomely, and she was like, right, okay, and she was like, right,
we'll give you another year.
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? All of a sudden she was like, all right, now that's not to say they were like, yeah, fair play to you, but all of a sudden the conversation was kind of like, what's going on? And all of a sudden I realised, like, shit's happening, I'm doing stuff in my life, and as much as I have a day job, they're still like, no, he's actually going for something. So now they're kind of behind him. I don't know if she's mad into the music, but my sister's on the new record, by the way.
Okay.
The Jackie from Pimlico, that's my sister, Jenny.
It's a family thing.
Also,
Is she getting paid for it?
No, she's not. That's why I got my sister. I don't have to pay for it.
How do you go about explaining all this to your granddad? Because I know you're really close. We've had this combo before, you and I. I fucking love that picture that was in the Voice article. The one of the two he's in his front room.
Yeah.
That is iconic.
It's the best, bro.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Because your mum was like, oh, we're going to go hang around the flats and all that. I was like, no, we're not.
We got my granddad's front room.
Not the journalist, Kaylin, who's really good and really knows what she's at. But the photographer's like, yeah, let's walk. Like, all of a sudden they see like things, they see like apartments, like, let's go for a walk. And I'm like, I don't walk around my estate on Saturday, especially when it's this cold.
Yeah.
What do you do on a Saturday? I watch Liverpool with my granddad. So he has absolutely no idea what's going on. He thought it was a chance. I was like, granddad, I'm going out for a gig. He's like, yeah, all right, mate.
You had a chancer.
Yeah, no, I know. Way more. Like, he was like, 'cause in his day, like, you know what I mean? The man has his dinner at like 1 o'clock or some shit. So me saying I have a gig at 10:30, he's like, what's anybody even doing up at this hour? Blah, blah, blah. But he's seen a Newsnight thing on BBC News, and it was on Stormzy, and it was kind of him, Brit Awards, something like his kind of rise to what it was. But it was very matter-of-factly explaining what a man in a tracksuit making grime music can do and what it is. And he kind of turned around this big lazy boy and was like, just kind of like gave the finger over going, see that? I was like, yeah. And he goes, that what you do? I says, yeah, to an extent. He's like, right, not bad. And then swiveled around. And that is the only compliment I will get of that man whatsoever.
I know, did he come to the concert hall?
The concert hall,
He loved the free barbo. He was like, yeah, cool, no worries. And everyone, like, my mum and dad helping him, like, and all that stuff. I was like, anyway, listen, there's a free bar backstage. You want to see, man? Hallelujah. Like, fucking
straight up out the wheelchair, walkers thrown away.
Yeah, you know,
it's a miracle.
Jesus. Yeah, one of them joints. No, like, he came through to that and he thought that was great. And he's watched other voices, and like, where he can, when I'm on, he will watch. But I know in his head, he's probably gone, what is this shite? For most of it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy watches football with the sound off because he's like, I asked him, he's like, I'm half deaf and I've heard enough shite talk in my life.
And he knows what they're doing on screen anyway.
He's like, I know what's going on in the football game. I don't need fucking Sky Sports like over it fucking telling me. And he kind of has a point. So I can't even imagine what he's like for me.
What's the reaction like in the home place in the CDK?
Oh man,
CLK.
Me and my sister have massive arguments about that, whether it should be CLK or CDK.
Because Kulak kind of has a claim, man.
CLK.
Because Redzer was banging CLK a long time ago.
Was he?
Yeah, for Kulak.
Anyway, probably should be CDK, but CLK came out a long time ago at a beat battle, and we just had to run with it. That's what it was. It's actually been really good in my gaff. See, my man and dad have been absolutely tortured since the age of 14 in what was previously a council house in Clondalkin with walls as paper thin as anything, and me upstairs with 4 decks and the biggest shabber hard house and trance bangers being belted at 100 miles an hour out of the room. Me in the room with the boys. Yeah, my dad come home on the sides and be like, what the fuck, you know, me ma be downstairs. She be banging the tunes in the fucking kitchen. So thank God me next door neighbours are actually deaf. So we get away with it. They were actually deaf. They were, yeah. So the gaff we were connected to, the neighbours were actually deaf. So we got away with like pumping the tunes. So me ma was in the kitchen and I'd be upstairs. But I'd be in the room with a strobe light on my own. banging the tunes
Gate
out, trying to
crasher.
recreate like the sense of a club at 14 years of age. So they've had to live with that.
I think that's something everyone buys with their first set of decks, because I bought a mini strobe light as well.
There you
It
go.
sounds around
There
with
you
my
go.
cam decks and cable street, get
brother.
up.
This is what I'm saying, you know, and you know, new experiences, and you know, and nothing but an enthusiasm and a love for that culture. But anyway, they've had to listen to that for God knows how many years, just being pumped out of the room, and they understood the ambition that I had from an early age, and they've seen me kind of do well as a DJ, and they've seen me, you know, go through some, you know, bad patches as well in terms of, you know, careers, decisions moving left, right, and whatever it might be. And they've just always been very supportive, because I come from quite an artistic family. My ma was an artist, you know, my brother is an incredible musician, my sister is an artist. And
So no pressure on
my
you
dad's
then.
a gargler. And, yes. Oh, shit, I'm raging. I
raging,
didn't
eh?
get that
You're
one. Yeah,
raging.
raging. But it's always been encouraged in the gaff. So I'm very lucky. But the first time that my man and dad came to see me and Mango was the night of our launch for Wheel Up. And they came in, they were side of stage. I didn't even know they were there. I hate putting any sort of obligation on friends or family to come to a gig. You just say, look, it's on. If you want to go, go. That's it. I remember me and him walked to the stage that night, and I just got somebody grabbed me on the side of my arm. I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was like somebody locked or whatever. And I turned, and it was me ma standing there with me ma. She was rubber.
Yeah, where's the jacks?
And my dad was like, that free bar is nearly empty. I just wanted to let you know. If any cans. And it was a very emotional moment, because it was the first time that she'd come to see. And like, that world is alien to my man, that. And then luckily, last year when we played the picnic, we were able to invite our families down to come see us. And a lot of them came out, and you know, that was a proud moment for us, and it was also a proud moment for them to see, you know, years and years of hard work, you know, kind of starting to pay off.
In terms of the hip hop world, right, and grime world, fashion is a big thing. So, like in America, it's all about high end designer brands
Here we
now.
go.
It's all about being iced out. In the UK, it's all the man down with the technical wear. North Face, Stone Island, CP Company. What's Dublin's flavour?
Air Max 90s and TNs. That's what it is. That's Dublin's flavour. As much as you don't like Air Max 90s, they are the Dublin shoe, man.
I can't argue with it. That is it. They're just not for me.
Or BWs maybe.
And well, BWs were the one for me. Like growing up, like that's what all the boys on the block had.
Few
Like
Persians.
literally, it was the BWs. But I just felt they were like I think it's an ugly shoe. I think it's too wide. I think it's like wearing a brick in your foot. It's very square. It doesn't do your foot any favours in terms of where the
Hold on, 90s or BWs?
BWs.
Oh, right, yeah,
where
okay.
where the jean actually sits between the tongue and the actual jean starting, it does no favours. It was always ugly. But it absolutely is that, and the 90 is the trainer of choice.
Air
in
Max
Dublin.
90s.
Yeah.
Nightcaps.
Vapor Max are huge now though.
Vapor Max.
Like
Or
walking
270s.
Oh man, no,
270, you can't
no,
move.
270s are like the new Hirachi.
Yeah.
Do you know that way?
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden somebody's like found this new night show and now every
Have you worn a
young
pair
one-
of Vapor Max? They're like walking in football
Yeah,
boots.
they're amazing. I love them.
Do you love them? Well, I sent them back.
Honestly, no, comfiest shoes I've ever worn.
That's just not my flex, man.
No, them
I can't.
720s are ridiculous as well. They add about an inch and a half to your height as well. Them new
word.
ones. You know about the 270 now? They flipped it for the 720. It's a big fat bubble.
Oh, really? I haven't
It's
seen that.
fucking huge, right?
No
it's
way.
massive.
Bono has a few pairs.
270s are everywhere, so it's like, yeah, North Face trackies or Nike Techs. Definitely always a cap. Who bearding?
Do you think it'll ever get more high end in a way, like the way London was
well,
Well,
going?
it already
It
started,
is.
man. It's already
Just the
started.
McGregor fucking thing. All of a sudden he's wearing Gucci this and Gucci. And every little fucking skull bag on the terraces now has a fucking Gucci hat or this or that. Do you know what I mean? So
Like lads are out here flexing with the
Louis Vuitton belts and all.
Gucci trainers or the Alexander McQueen.
Oh my
Nothing
God,
fucking
it's
wrong with
so
Alexander McQueen.
dated.
The Stan Smith rip-off,
Love
go
them.
away from me.
Oh my God. would you
But what
stop
I'm saying is,
raffs
but
and
here's
all?
the thing, right? You only have to look at the floor space that Brown Thomas are now giving to what they refer to as streetwear in the men's department to understand that there is money being spent in that space. There is money from young fellas, young fellas going in with that after getting the bag here, there, or whatever it might be, and going in. I want to flex
Kenzo, I
on
wanna
whoever
this.
I can with the
Off-white
gear.
section of Brown Thomas is fucking big enough as well. Like they're really
There you
pushing
go.
that. Can't stand off-white. I like what Virgil Abloh's doing at Louis Vuitton, but I hate off-white
No,
because
man.
it feels like a complete scam. It's all
Yeah.
off the back of being mates with Kanye. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
And it's just
the whole thing is the Emperor's New Clothes,
completely.
hands down.
People wearing fucking like safety belts and all.
Oh yeah,
What the fuck?
high
is
vis
going on
jackets and
there?
that.
Nah.
Here's the thing I've always said, man. I think a lot of people said it in their lives as well. Money does not buy you style. You could be broke and look really well dressed out of fucking a ghetto bag of pennies. If you know how to put clothes together, if you know how to look stylish,
Doing it my
it
whole
doesn't
life.
matter what labels are on your back. Money does not buy you style.
Casual Work is the album, shaping up to be like Dre's Detox. There's been so much talk about it and lack of a release
You
date.
need to get the fuck out of my back. I'm an independent artist. It's taken me 2 years to put an album out. It's perfectly fucking fine.
Yeah.
How far along are we? How far off are we, I should ask?
It's pretty close, man. It's pretty close, like in terms of the actual recording process of the album being done. Like there's things in the can actually ready to go right now as we speak. But we have worked for so long and so hard on this album that for us to just turn around and one day release this record to the world and
Gone in 2
expect
weeks.
something to happen is absolutely madness. So what we need to do right now is look for the best strategy and the best opportunities for us to put this out and for it to be a success. So not like whatever about getting the album done. There is now more work to do in terms of how it's rolled out and, you know, how we can get this to people and in people's ears and in people's faces, because
Give it the best shot it deserves.
exactly, like we've put everything that we can artistically into this. And you know what? We're almost ready to do something else right now, because this has been like in the work for so long and a lot of it has been ready for so long. Like we're like chomping at the bit to go and do a load of other stuff. But this is something artistically that has to happen, and I think for the group it's very important that this comes out and it's a milestone in the group's career. But we will not rush the album and we will not rush the promo or the rollout of the album either, because it's not about anybody else really. The success of this or you know whatever happens with it the hard work has to be reciprocated in the sense that we execute it the right way. And that's how I feel about it.
Stop giving me politician answers. What's the ETA?
September.
That's a good sign.
Ish.
Little caveat.
Yeah.
I know you're heavily involved in the spoken word scene. Does it seem mad to you now that spoken word is seen as something that's cool amongst the youth?
Yeah, but like, I mean, fucking rapping's cool now. Rapping wasn't cool when I was growing up, so I don't know, man. You've got fucking...
Spoken word seems a lot more arty though, and a lot more hybrid. Trinity
but
College students on their break, you know?
But like, you know, fucking like people getting involved in fucking grassroots politics, you know, is now a thing, is in vogue. Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody did. Like, remember the guy in school who was into politics, who like, might have been a young Fine Gael or Fianna Fáil, and he got the shit kicked out of him? Rightly so.
Yeah.
And now he's in the doll kicking the shit out of the country.
Yeah. Now he's like, you know what, fuck the taxpayer. But like, you know, shit happens, man. Look, it's all down to Kieran. Let's put it down to that. It's all down to Kieran. Those videos, when I seen Just Saying, it bawled me fucking eyes out, because it was like that week 2 of my mates went to Australia, and the rest of them were already gone or were on the way, and I was like, fuck. There was like, you know, a few tinkles of fucking piano in there and all, but like...
I spoke about that to him. I said, is that change with the U's all fucked off? And there's a change in it.
We still have the pictures to prove it. And it
It's the
goes,
same
"Doom."
Donny that done the soundtrack to Dublin Old School.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
John Averill. Absolute Donny.
I remember John Averill
John.
DJing around town years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was
Very
very
good,
yeah.
But the funny thing about the whole spoken word scene now is that I've heard whispers, have it on good authority, that there's like major brands sniffing around it now who want to kind of piggyback off it.
Facts.
Yeah, right.
I've
And, like,
been
Boy, how
approached-
are you surprised by this?
I'm not surprised by it,
I've been
but
approached by the wackest brands, being like, "Can you do us a poem?" And I'm like, "Like what?" And they're like, "Basically, we want Emma Kieran, but not to pay Emma Kieran." And I'm like, "Do you know what you should do? Shut the fuck out of my face and give Emma Kieran
and
some
pay
money,
Emma Kieran.
or don't be fucking piggybacking off this shit."
But do you think though, like, does that lift the whole scene if it's seen publicly being supported by brands, or is it a bad thing because big bad corporate comes along and is throwing fucking money at it?
It's like music, man. At the same time, like if you're a musician anywhere, like, you know, you have to work with brands doing non-music shit, or even brands doing music shit. Like
Hashtag influencer.
yeah, well, like I mean, fucking look, every festival we have, it's backed by a drink company. So there are brands you have to do, but it depends how you deliver it and how the quality and the style of it is retained and not made look stupid.
You don't want to devalue the art.
Exactly.
You
If
gotta
they're
be-
like, we want to back the art because I think what you do is deadly, we just want to facilitate it, that's fine. But if you're like making a specific poem about fucking, I don't know, huggies, you know, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot and making everybody else look bad.
Speaking of the festivals that you've done, what are the standouts for you?
Standout last year was, for me, Forbidden Fruit. When that happened, it was just like, all right, this is going to be one hell of a summer, man. Because it was...
It's going to be a hot summer. New shit.
Yeah. DJ Club. That was amazing. It was such a great feeling. And then we had a really amazing summer last year. That kicked it all off. But honestly, my favourite festival, hands down, was Other Voices. And it has been for the last 2 years. Other Voices, man. I don't know what it is. And this is going to sound like an absolute arsey thing to say. Because you hear...
Go on.
Because you hear artists say this all the fucking time in interviews. But there is nothing like the energy in the air down at Other Voices. There's something that you can't describe, completely intangible, in a sense that there's a magic in the air at Other Voices down in Dingle. There really is. And last year and the year before that, it was alive and well, and we had 2 amazing shows down there this year. I don't know how Mango feels, but those for me were the best.
Yeah, Other Voices is always really near and dear to my heart. Yeah, I don't know. Forbidden Fruit was Forbidden Fruit was that first one where like we were looking at the size of the stage or the tent.
It was the tent that Richie Houghton played in.
Yeah.
You know, we were like, uh-oh.
Compared to what we did last year, Forbidden Fruit, and this was the start of the festival season. So we were like, all right, fuck it, we give it a go. Guess this is where we're on. Fuck it, da. And you just seen streams of people coming in, and you know, then to go. I think Body and Soul was fucking outrageous for me. It was the middle of the night, everyone is chewing the jar off themselves. Like I'm in a woods.
Energy crew in
Full effect.
Bro, it was crazy. And then like I crowd surfed for the first time by accident. Because usually sometimes I get into like, if there's no barrier, I'll get in and mosh it. You know what I mean? And I got picked up and I'm going, fuck, my wallet's still in me back.
Just a memory.
I know my crowd, man. I'm going to get fucking fleeced here. Longitude was serious as well, though, as well.
You did that Wiley support gig as well. What's the story about Wiley breadcrumb and you giving you his number and then changing it?
Oh, man, yeah, the cheek of him. It was gas. So
he just be in me DMs on Twitter. I was like, bro, I'm coming to see you soon. I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, give us a shout. Every time he comes up and he's like, he's just, man, he's a fucking nappy. You see what he's doing with fucking Skepta and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
it was just after the show. It was just we were chilling, and we had one hell of a show that night, man. I swear to God,
that was a Percy.
That was unreal. Hopping the place where. Like, they were behind us that night, man. It was a beautiful thing in the academy. So we had a great show and we came off stage. We watched Wiley. It was all good. And we went backstage and we were having a few beers afterwards. And we just went in to have a chat with him when it was all said and done. And we were chatting away to him, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, we said to him, can we get a picture? And he's like, yeah, no problem, absolutely. So we stepped out into the hallway. We're getting the picture taken. And I said, here, look, because I'll always hustle no matter where I am or what I'm doing. And I came ready. And I had the USB in my pocket with the Wheel Up EP on it. And I took it out and I gave it to him. And he says, oh, nice one. He goes, are you the Donny that makes the beats? And I was like, yeah. He goes, give me your number. And he goes, and I was like, I was trying to get my phone out of my pocket. And he goes, no. And he just took the phone off me and he put his number in. And he goes, now you have that now. And I was like, oh, nice one. Yeah, fair play. Whopper.
Thanks, Mr. Wiley.
Yeah. So he disappeared and we were meant to meet him for a drink afterwards, but like outside of the academy, but it never happened.
Family, didn't
he came with like the kids.
It was like the toddlers on stage and all.
The whole, yeah.
And like, I think they didn't even know that. I think like the guys who booked him were like, what's the crack? Why is your wife and children in Dublin? And he's like, getting me a hotel room with five rooms or 5 beds, and they're like, what?
He literally, honestly, that
Put him in
fella
a
just
hostel.
does what he wants.
He's
He
a
does what he
genius.
wants, and I think everyone is at like his beck and call, no matter where he goes or who he's working with. He's literally like, I'll do what I want, and you are gonna facilitate it. It's as simple as that. But anyway, I was like, we were delighted because Wiley was coming to play Live Festival same day we were, same stage, same night. We were gonna link up with him then, whatever. We were delighted, and 2 or 3 days later, Wiley tweets on Twitter. He goes, something like fucking all you dickheads that have been trying to get through to me, you know, the time is up or whatever, number changed. And I was like, for fuck's sake. Now, I hadn't been texting him or anything. I was like, yo, Wiley, what's the story with that feature?
Imagine though how heartbreaking it would have been had you text him, and then that went out the next day.
And I was like, that was me, man, that was me, fuck that. But yeah, a couple of days later, I got him. We were laughing about it. I sent him the screenshot, and he was like, for fuck's sake. Well, like, that's, I mean, them's are the breaks.
Mango, being topless is almost part of the act at this rate.
Gotta believe it, baby.
Have you ever taken your top off at a gig and regretted it because it felt a bit nippy? How many sit-ups do you do before you go on stage to get a pump on?
Get the Ned Kelly, get the Ned Kelly right.
Top off. Do I look like a fucking workout? Man,
that show was a workout.
No, I don't, like, I sweat so bad. That's what it is. It's not like, you know, a bit of fucking like a part of a show where, you know, there's an extra bit and everyone's like, all right, Rapid's coming on, or so he might take his top off or whatever. But it's genuinely because, like, I'm underneath massive lights and I'm very pale and ginger, and I'm basically doing a 45-minute cardio set and remembering every lyric I've written in the last 2 years. So you do be sweating a little bit. But I remember we were playing the Complex for like, not our one, what was the other one?
District?
Yeah, for the Fringe magazine, for the District. And it was going off, man. It was a great night, fucking BYOB. I jumped into the crowd, I'm getting going, blah, blah. And I see this girl be like, yeah, she jumped in. And she put her hand on me back. It was almost slow-mo how I turned around and I seen her look at her hand. And it was shiny. And she just showed it to her, the back of her hand to her friend and be like, oh my God, that's fucking sick. She's like,
it's like a shrouded Turin.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God,
for real,
that's
man, it's
fucking
manky.
disgusting. And then like shook her hand and I see me sweat just fall off. I was like, all right, love, that's
Them's are the breaks.
Everyone's trying to hug me after the show. I'm like, don't. Like, I'm literally, I feel like I've got out of a shower. Like, my socks are wet. Like, my hair is wet. So that's where the top's off. Well, tops off is a positive mind state of like, you want to go raving, you don't look like you're fucking built up or you don't have the Instagram body, take your fucking top off, man. You're absolutely, I don't care if you're fat, you're skinny, if you're a bird, if you're a fella, if you're anything in between that, take your fucking top off. That's what raving's about.
Tops off is inherent in Irish clubbing anyway.
You know what I mean?
You,
like,
Royce, you know that, for fuck's sake. You know that.
Yo, we nearly got shown out.
You've been doing that thing,
We nearly
bro.
got shown out with club and ball now for taking that top off.
You know what I mean? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But
Speaking of this, now hang on. The ladies of the world want to know when you're going to start taking your top off. I heard there was an incident at a Mike Skinner gig.
Oh my!
You can blame Bobby Boom Boom.
Oh, did he tell you about this?
told me about
Yeah.
that. Right, I want to tell you what I heard first,
Bobby,
then you
I'm
can
gonna
confirm
kill
or
you,
deny.
man.
Right, you can confirm or deny that you did the Mike Skinner warm up slot.
Yeah.
Somebody had a go at the free bar a little bit too much, got a bit wild.
Right.
Seeing all these CLK boys, CDK boys in the crowd.
Go on.
They were all, go on, fuck, oh, yeah. You were like, go on, the boys. Top came off, top went into the crowd. It was
Somebody threw it back.
No, it was described to me that security stepped in and was like, this gig cannot continue, the music needs to stop until that top is found and you put it back on. And the exact words were to me that Mango was actually trying to control him. It was mad to see. Like, this is what I said. Look at you, the guy you're going to
Listen. There's one night I've been drinking with this guy for many years. Shit happens like that. It's Hennessy. It's that dark liquor. It gets you.
Honestly, man, I can't deny any of what was said right there, but I want to put into context of what that night was for me. Mike Skinner is an absolute hero and a living legend for me. And that night, the fact that we were supporting him for his show
in Hanger.
Yeah, I was so excited. And I shout out to Craig from District who handed me the fucking full litre bottle of Hennessy at the beginning of the night. He's like, there you go, bro. I was like, all right, cool. And I don't really get nervous before these shows. And that night I was nervous because I had built it up in my head that, you know, Mike Skinner's going to watch us and be really impressed by us and, you know, inquire about us and whatever else. And, you know, that shit never materialised. But I got pretty drunk off the Henny that night, and I'm glad you only know that part of the story because the rest of it is even wilder. But I don't usually get like that. I don't. No. Fucking Bobby Boom Boom, they're little.
No, I love that when you were like, yup, you swung the t-shirt, you threw it in, and then 2 minutes later, someone was like, nah, have a backdrop.
And it was manky as well.
No, it hit the ground. It was like, someone's like, oh, he probably wants that back, I guess.
Yeah.
What t-shirt was it? That's the all-important question.
But you know what? I had got, this is even sadder, isn't it? I got a special present, Christmas present, made up for myself, Mango, and Bitter Rock. Bitter Rock designed this piece of art that was going to go on an electrical box in the city. And I had a shot of, it was a kind of cartoon drawn of the Pillbeg Towers. And then he had over it lyrics from Rapper going, like slang from the past, I'm rapping. And it looked beautiful, but he would never give me the image. So somehow, some way, I got the image and I got it blown up onto 3 T-shirts, exclusive, right? Limited edition thing, you know?
3 of 3.
You know, yeah, 3 of 3. And I actually wrote on them 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3. And I had it massive on the back and I had like slang from the past, I'm rapping. And the Pillbeg Towers on it. Beautiful. And I gave one to Mango. I had one for myself and I had one for Bitter Rock. And between the fucking madness of what happened that night, I got complete disregard for what I was wearing, took it off, threw it into the crowd. I kind of, like, the thing is, like, I can't wear it ever again. It's like footprints still all over
man,
it.
the floor,
You know, that's hard.
That's even better now, though. That's better, because it's battle worn.
Club culture, man.
It'll be on eBay in 10 years' time. Like me, though, you've an
Fleabag.
addiction to buying useless shite. Have you bought anything lately?
Useless shy.
Well, not useless shite, as in, like, figures and...
I haven't, man. Do you know what I've spent a lot of money on the Russian version of Crepitake. You know,
No, dog, this shit's crazy.
Yeah, like-
Definitely killed your lungs.
like do not have any
Make sure
naked
to-
flames around you when you're spraying this stuff on your trainers, or do it
The
in
Russian
a
version.
Yeah,
Where'd
so
you fucking find this?
on a Russian website.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Basically, there was some
I'll make
singles in my
uploads.
area, and one thing led to another. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I've just been getting this stuff. Like nothing will happen to your trainers ever with this gear on it. Like you could fire a gun at it. The thing is Teflon. You know what I mean?
In the rush shot,
I'll send you
Dart runs away
I'll
from
send you
shore.
the link. I'll send you the link. The last pair of trainers I bought a pair of retro SB Dunks from 2003ish. They're like the old Jordans. It's the black, white, and red colorway. I bought them from Japan.
Tell you what you want to get. I haven't, but they've separation on the sole. You know the P-Rods?
Yes.
They did Jordan Black Cement 3 run like in about 2006. I got a pair years ago, but they're after separating. But fuck, I tell you what I love as well. But no, I hate it actually. The fact that SBs are also back in vogue now because of Travis Scott wearing them. And like those Dunkels I have. Yeah, because Travis Scott started all that. But the Dunkels, I got mine for 700 quid from a dude in Japan. And the same shoes are now 1,500 quid because of the hype. They've doubled, man. And mine are signed by Lavelle now as
There
well.
you go.
So, like,
There you go.
ching. And I
You got a good price at that time as well,
Oh, it was amazing.
those Dunkels were going for upwards of $2,500 for quite some time as well.
Oh, yeah,
So
but
you done
SBs
very-
fell off.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what
know,
I mean?
they
That's
did.
why.
They did.
It's like Tiffany Dunks. I got Tiffany Dunks for like 650 quid DS from Woom, or not Woom, Woom's the club, Worm in Tokyo. And now they're like tipping $1,000 because of the latest like diamond releases that came out, you know?
Here's the thing, man. Honestly, I don't care about any of that stuff, man. I just love trainers. I don't give a fuck who's wearing what and what's in fashion or none of that, man. Because at some point, we've all been wearing the most popular trainer at some point in our life. It just happens. It's all cyclical. And
In
that's
terms of
that's
useless
fashion
shite that
is.
you have, though, I really want that Masters of the Universe book.
Oh yeah, well, there's a lot of cool shit. Yeah, I have quite a few of them, man. Yeah, look, just take a trip up to the fucking gaff one day. And we'll go
A
through
big
everything,
black
man.
sack.
We'll have a trade, man. You've a couple of bits that I want, and I have a couple
You're not
of bits
getting that
I want.
fucking James
I'm
Lavelle
just gonna
doll,
rob
alright?
it.
You're not getting that. Instead of the time-honoured tradition of asking you to choose one or the other, because I kind of know what side you'll fall down on. If they were still alive, how shit would Biggie and Tupac be?
Tupac would be Will Smith.
The jaw has dropped in the corner.
Oh no, like I love that he said that, but I'm just now I want to hear the justification because he's obviously thought about this.
All right.
So
because
go
he
for it.
used to be all over Jada.
It's not just the Jada
Well,
thing.
that's
it's
it,
not
yeah.
just the Jada thing. He would be Will Smith, right? Because he was going to get out of Death Row Records, right? He wasn't so squeaky clean, but he was going to be a fucking giant movie star. He was going to be huge. He wasn't going to be rapping anymore. He might have like done an Ice Cube. Do you know that kind of thing?
Yeah.
He just would have fucking bum, and then all of a sudden be like, "Are we there yet?" And I'm looking at fucking Tug Life sitting in a boat with 2 kids. That's what would have happened. Biggie, I don't know, man. I feel like Biggie, it could have went either way. I don't think he would have had that trajectory that Jay-Z took off his, you know, like his streamlining.
Yeah. Becoming a business.
Yeah, I think he might have been a bit like of a Stuz P, Jada Kissy. I got a juice bar, I'm living good, I'm all right. Because he was only 2 albums in, and the second album did really, really well. Because he got claptized like a fucking week beforehand. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it would have done those numbers for the double CD. if he wasn't shot.
It's interesting though. I often wonder, like music-wise, how long till they fell off? Because everything I know, a lot of it would have
Everyone
been.
falls off.
Yeah, a lot of it would have been.
Andre 2000.
This
he
is
can't
true.
fall off.
And Jay.
Come on.
I don't think Jay's fallen off,
He
man.
has fallen off, but now he's found his lane and he's asking us to forgive a lot of bullshit, man. Kingdom Come.
Wasn't great.
Show
I don't
what
think
you got was like. Sorry,
But if you
take
go
Show Me
2
What You
albums
Got out of
back to
that,
back, then
whack.
you've fallen off, and nobody gets back on the wagon.
Yeah.
But almost immediately, he resurrected after. That was, and it could have been a label obligation in terms of getting out of his deal.
Absolutely.
Or whatever. Anyway,
he
I
had
think
the
this
money
is
to get back on.
too short for us to get into that right now. I can't imagine Big or Pac on a trap record. I can't.
I can imagine Biggie 100%. He's
Can you?
Jamaican. Yeah, he's Jamaican. He was doing that Crazy Bone triplet flow. He was basically doing the "I'm the Danger Bus." When did that bounce? That's basically Migos, man. That's triplets. He definitely would have.
It's that age-old thing of, though, like, once you die and you've had that popularity, you're forever iconic.
Yeah.
You know? Did you remember when we were in Vegas for the McGregor fight and we were spinning around in that bus? Did you ever hear this story?
No.
Do you remember there was about 12 of us in this party bus spinning around the strip in Vegas, right? The boys had ultrasonic and loads of gabba, right? Drinking.
What else?
Do you have bottles of, do you have 40 ounces? I can't
That's
remember.
all I would drink
That's
while
what
I
you
was
were
over
drinking.
there. Yeah,
Brown
yeah.
paper bag, 40 ounces in the back of the van, and we're spinning up and down the strip, and the driver lad says, "So, where do you guys want to go?" Folk go, "Bring us to where Tupac got shot."
Of course, man. I'm here.
So
I
we
want
spin around
to see it.
Koval and Flamingo. That
Yeah.
was the corner. I remember spinning around. And
That's
we
right.
go, "That's where Tupac got shot."
Is there a
Right,
Tupac
come on, back to the
impersonator?
session. Back, ultrasonic.
Did you pour out a 40?
Out the window. Out the window. Because he
Sorry,
wouldn't,
both holding the 40 and I was
He
going
wouldn't let us
by
out.
he
where
wouldn't
Tupac
stop.
shot.
Yeah, he wouldn't stop. So it was like, yeah.
to
fine, right.
the
Condocking to the day, though, fucking things out of a bus. Where his mate got shot.
to the soundtrack of the Star
Yo,
Spangled
Bob,
Banner
love
from
you, man.
Ultrasonic 4 now.
Ultrasonic in the background.
Yeah, whopper it was.
I forgot about that, actually. Thank you.
Of course it is. The 40 ounces.
I love them, man.
What do you call it? So, like classic rap, we're talking about. Like this gig is on the 3 Arena at the end of the year. This Public Enemy, Wu-Tang, De La Soul thing.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, you're going to be in attendance, I assume. But is there anyone that you'd switch out in favour of having them instead of any of those three? DJ Premier as well will be whopper.
He'll be there, yeah. He's hosting the
I
whole
think
thing.
the first people I would take out, honestly, would be Wu-Tang. Because unless all Wu-Tang is there. Because, you go to Wu-Tang, like, that's 4 of the Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Like, if I just show up, it's not a Mango Mathman show, is it?
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? I think they'd be first. I don't know,
Capadonna
man.
on his own or something like that. You
Do you know
want
what I'm
Meth,
saying?
you want Raekwon, you want the RZA.
Yeah.
Of course.
You got
need the
Death
core.
there. I don't
Of course
know. Who
he's
would you
there.
put?
But only because of seeing Public Enemy so many times,
take them in?
I take them and put the Roots in.
Oh, I put the Roots in that, yeah. That'd be a great show.
I'd love to see the Roots in
I
there, man.
like Public Enemy, though.
Like the Roots, the catalogue, man, come on. For me, the Roots are actually the greatest hip hop band of all, or group of all time.
Is there anyone out there at the minute, and you're not allowed to say Kanye because obviously he kind of already is to the youth, but that you think in 10, 15 years will be considered iconic?
Kendrick, obviously. I mean, he is the one. Because what Kendrick does, which is so smart, is that he walks both sides of the track. He walks the artistic side and he walks the commercial side with equal aplomb and credibility. He can do a track with Taylor Swift and nobody will bat an eyelid.
We all kind of bad annoyed.
Well, so no,
I mean,
but for the most part, people won't. People like us might go, "Oh, yo, that's a bit ropey. Don't maybe not do that." And then he'll come back with to Pimp a Butterfly. If these walls can talk and think, like that guy is a special talent.
I
Outside,
think Jay Hoos.
yeah, you think
I
so?
think so. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be like he brought Afrobeat to it. Like them boy Pagan, Skepta. I think is, yeah. I think like people are really gonna like it after the whole buzz of everything in the UK and the resurgence that I had. I think people are gonna look back to him and can know when the changes started. And he's always working with different people from the new emerging sounds because he is a London boy, so he can do tunes with WizKid when Afrobeat pops off. He will do the kind of trappy records or the drilly records, whatever. But he is true and true, and I think a pop star as well.
Do you know who's good or who I think? Sorry for cutting you off.
Fuck you, man. So Skepta.
I've got some more. No, but my train of thought picked up when you did mention Skepta is that it's going to be very interesting when Stormzy releases this second album.
I'm mad for it, man.
Because Stormzy is now a pop star, but the music he makes is not pop music. So Big For Your Boots can work on radio, on top 40 radio, but for the most part, a lot of the other records on
Gospel.
they weren't for radio.
What's he, Jehovah's Witness and all? Yeah.
He's very socially conscious as well. Like
Yeah.
his lyrics actually are commenting on the times that he speaks out about Grenfell and what happened there. I think artistically,
Colorism,
he has.
socialism.
I think Stormzy could be potentially
That's a shout, man.
a big one from the UK in terms of an
Like,
artist.
even the book club that he's doing, like,
There
know
you
what I
go.
mean? Like,
There you
that
go.
guy's a don.
And see that thing? Like, it takes more than just music to be a cultural icon
Icon.
and a superstar. You have to give back to the community in any which way that you can. Legacy is not cemented through your music. It's what you do outside of that as well that feeds that iconic status. Pac had it. Big had it. Jay-Z has it. Kendrick has it. And Stormzy could
I have
potentially. You have it. We all got
Hey,
it.
the Lewis drivers more.
Yeah. Support the fucking nurses, will you?
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But like, Stormzy could be. He's in contention. Yeah.
What's the 5-year plan? Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
Wild high on the back of a boat getting sloppy toppy. Minted.
In a penthouse like John Boy in Love Hate.
No, man, that gaff was shite. Did anyone else think, like, for a crime boss was like, that's a €700 a month kind of flat, like?
We were in that gaff for Dublin Old School.
Oh, was that what there was?
Yeah.
That's a mad
So where they
gaff.
shot the party scenes, where we were like DJing the fucking after party, which you were originally part of way back in the day. I won't
know
say
nothing.
anything. I won't say anything. I won't say anything.
And that was Stay City, was it? Better not.
Front falling tumbles
Oh,
through
word.
walls.
I'm not. That's as far as we're gonna go with that story, right?
It's not about me. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, you pricks?
It won't be in that gaff.
I hope working, and I hope healthy, and I hope alive, and I hope still my friends, and I hope we're still doing bigger and better things.
What's the next goal?
Release this fucking album. To be honest, it's the only kind of thing on my mind. No, you know
That's a deadline at this point, bro.
You know what I mean? I think the next thing is, fuck the whole game up, man. Start my own juice bars. You know what I mean?
Do you think you'll stay independent forever?
It all depends on
The deal.
the offer, and if the offer is right, and if the offer should ever come, if it makes sense, then we'll do it. If not, the landscape is totally flattened these days to do what you want. The artists have a hell of a lot more power than they used to. So if it makes sense for us, then we'll do it. If not, But like that's that. Touch wood that people do come knocking. We'll see though.
I'm keeping my masters. That's all I'm saying if anybody's listening.
Of the universe.
I'm keeping my masters. You ain't gonna prince me, pal.